for the rest of your teammates and players in the league?
Well, I will never agree with anybody disrespecting the flag of the United States of America or our country. Let me just tell you what I see or what I feel when the national anthem is played and when I look at the flag of the United States. I envision my two grandfathers who fought for this country during World War II, one in the Army and one in the Marine Corps, both risking their lives to protect our country and to try to make our country and this world a better place. So every time I stand with my hand over my heart, looking at that flag and singing the national anthem, that's what I think about. And in many cases, it brings me to tears, thinking about all that has been sacrificed, not just those in the military, but for that matter, those throughout the civil rights movements of the 60s, and everyone and all that has been endured by so many people up until this point. And is everything right with our country right now? No, it's not. We still have a long way to go. But I think what you do by standing there and showing respect to the flag with your hand over your heart is it shows unity. It shows that we are all in this together. We can all do better, and that we are all part of the solution.
All right, that was first time Kevin was listening to that and have heard to that in detail. So I want to ask the veteran on the show, what was your thoughts about this whole Drew Brees video and the backlash that he's got doing this?
My first impression, reason I didn't listen to it ever before is I'm like, really, the kneeling in the flag has nothing to do with what's going on right now. And I'm like, why the hell is the guy asking him the question about Colin Kaepernick kneeling? The only question that should be asked to players right now is, what is your feeling about what is going on in this country? They set up Drew Brees for failure. Even though Drew shouldn't have said what he said, because guess what, Drew? I hate to break it to you. I like you, but I hate to break it to you. You said your grandpa and your uncle and your great uncle and all these people come back fighting wars and stuff. Guess what? A lot of these black people that are out there and they're protesting and everything like that, their grandpas did the same thing. Their uncles did the same thing. Their cousins did the same thing. We all know somebody very close to somebody, or were. Everybody knows somebody that was in the military. It's just a fact. Everybody knows somebody that was in the military. And I'm going to say this to Drew, to the idiot president who tweeted out today that these people shouldn't be kneeling for the flag when the anthem. It's not about the flag. None of it was ever about the flag. It was about people using their platform to let you know that there was something wrong that was going on in this country. You know the reason Colin did it? It was because somebody would come up and ask him why he did it, and then he could tell you why he did it. He was trying to tell you peacefully that this was what is happening in this world, and we need to look at it. But no, you threw him to the side, and you said he was disrespecting the flag. And what did I say back then about it, Cortez? I saw nothing wrong with him kneeling.
This is you as a veteran saying this too.
Because when somebody is hurt on a football field, a comrade in the military, a guy on the street, what do? When stuff is hurting? You take a knee next to him. And you try to comfort him. And right. You try to tell him that everything is all right.
Right.
And you try to help. Taking a knee is a symbolizing gesture that something is hurting and that it needs attention and that we are hurting with you and we're here to help. That is what taking a knee means. Taking a knee don't mean he's disrespecting the flag, which shouldn't even be brought up right now because that's not even what needs to be talked about. It needs to be talked about why he did it, and now we know why he did it. Now everybody is snapped into what Colin Kaepernick was trying to do in a peaceful protest. Yeah. And guess what? A lot more dudes are going to be doing it this year.
Yep. My thoughts on it is it's definitely adding gasoline to the fire. And like you said, it didn't even be brought up.
But why even ask the question? That's what got me. Why ask that specific question to a guy whose stance on it in 2016 was that the same as it is now? He's not going to change his stance upon flag kneeling. So you shouldn't even ask him about the flag.
Yeah.
This has nothing to do about the flag. You should ask him about the rights or about the movement that is going on right now, not about the flag.
And I know particularly a lot of people in New Orleans are hurting and everything like that. Drew Brees, don't get me wrong, he still did a lot, and he has done a lot and will continue to do a lot for the New Orleans community, and has always been the face of that New Orleans team. And I just felt, like I said, it was just the timing of that and the way that it was worded. You know, I got a grandfather and a late uncle that was Marines. My mother's father was also in the military. So I'm just like, well, you know, they was in the military too, and they came back, and they came back to the same old crap that they was dealing with when they got over there to fight with you. They
exactly.
was right in orange with you, and guess what? You turn your back when they come back. Not saying that everybody did, but you know, when they came back to America, most people turned their backs on them.
They came back to the white people got saluted. The black people got the same stuff that happened to them before.
Exactly.
Nothing changed just because they were wearing a uniform and went and fought in the war.
Right. And
it's no different. And that's why when he brought that up, I'm like, dude, these guys have had that too. A lot of them have talked about their family members that have been in the war. They just wasn't treated the same way, man.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, come on, dude. I was like, it was a bad question and then a worse answer.
What do you think about his follow-up where he apologized?
See, because I didn't listen to the first thing,
mm-hmm.
I didn't listen to the second thing.
His apology.
Some people said it was a half-ass apology.
It was a little bit, and you can tell that it was definitely PR friendly, as I like to say. Listen, I still think the way that this was handled, the question was asked to him, and he responded to it poorly. It is his opinion, but a lot of people just don't agree with that opinion.
No.
So I just feel like it's just one of those things where you got to be careful what you say because.
But again, too, that opinion on things is a generational thing. Because if you go and you ask some of my family members,
mm-hmm.
they still take it the same way. That kneeling for the flag, and I was like, and you can't explain to them enough that that's not what it was about. Because I can explain to them till I'm blue in my face.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to change their mind. So I just don't try to change their mind. I just take it the way as I see it, as who I am.
Right.
And that's the way I'm going to take it. And then I've been accused because, well, that was because of the sports. And that's because of this. And we were talking about the last time they did it, not about just when Colin did it.
Mm-hmm.
But the last time they did it was because the president of the United States called them all sons of bitches and called a bunch of KKK people really good people.
Yeah.
That's the reason it happened that one time.
Well,
because you knew if you're going to call out a big gigantic group of people that they're going to hit you and they're going to come back and nail your heart.
Right.
I had no argument with them do it because you can't be the president of the United States and call people that are Americans sons of bitches.
No. And
it was an ignorant statement by the president of the United States. The Colin Kaepernick thing was to draw attention to what is going on. That one was a completely separate issue, and that's the one that my mom and them or everybody in my family always talks about. And I'm like, well, it's because your president called them a bunch of sons of bitches. I was like, you call me a son of a bitch, and guess what I'm going to do? The complete opposite of what you want me to do.
Definitely not going to respond positively to it. Be like, well, he feels some type of way about me, so why should I respond the way he just slandered me? But yeah, to the point where, listen, I know we go on and on about the flag, and I find it funny now that even Mike Pence, he tweeted out, was like, we can do this peacefully. Well, when the guys in Indianapolis Colts took a knee, you walked out your press box or your suite where you was in. So a lot of these guys, there was to a point where there's a boiling point to this, and it just got to the point where it's like, it's enough is enough. We listen. I still think Drew Brees is one heck of a guy. Do we make mistakes? Yes.
Yes.
The way
do you all deserve a second chance? Yes.
Right. So I'm not going to sit here and try to counsel Drew Brees, man. But I will acknowledge the fact that when he walked in that locker room there,
it's going to be a little weird.
It's going to be a little weird, and he's got some mending to do. And I'm hoping that his apologies are sincere, but a lot of people are not really believing it right now. A lot of people think that it's just PR.
Well, Michael Thomas already came out, and I read that he said, I talked to Drew. Drew apologized. It's water under the bridge. Everybody deserves a second chance. And I'm like, well, of course, his teammates are going to be, but he's got to do this with a big, gigantic group of people.
Yeah. For sure, yeah.
He's got to apologize for a lot of guys to win him back. I seen the Malcolm Jenkins video.
Yeah, that
he did, and that was strong and very sincere in how he was talking. So he's got a lot. He's got a lot of healing up to do.
Gotcha.
When it comes to people, but I just found bad question, just a bad time for the question, and a really bad time, and a really bad answer. And I just wish he would have asked him something else, and Drew would have said something else. But man, after hearing it, I'm like, whoa, damn! Why would you even? Yeah,
man. Yeah.
I'm like, that has nothing to do about what's going on right now. But okay.
Yeah. Bit of a setup, man. All right, we're let's move forward. I know it's kind of been a doom and gloom podcast, but this is stuff that's got to be talked about. And
well, hold on. Did you see? I don't know if you've seen it or not, but did you see what the Jacksonville Jaguars did this morning?
What they do?
They all the people that were in the building, players, coaches, staff, and everything, took a walk from the stadium to the JSO steps that are right down from, you know how far away it is. It's right down, but they walked from the stadium to there and did a thing from a protest from the thing. The Jaguars, according to everybody, were the first pro team to singly do it by themselves and do a protest. So it was actually very well done. The guys they had come out spoke from the heart, and it was a very moving thing to see.
That's awesome, man. Shout out to those guys that's been out there, including Jacksonville Jaguars. I saw Malcolm Brogdon, Jaylen Brown. I seen Steven Jackson, of course. There's just numerous amount of players just walking in front of people. I mean, J.R. Smith was there, but then he ended up being somebody for looting his car, which was rightfully deserved, by the way. I guess he caught someone just kind of crashing his windows and beat the dog crap out of him.
But it's stupid white people with skateboards.
Yeah, man, it's crazy, man.
Videos you watch are stupid white kids with skateboards beating on windows and trying to break something, and then you see the brothers like, "What are you doing?"
Right, and it's like, man, it's not about that. That's not the message. And
no, this is why stuff's getting taken out of context, because you got idiots doing stupid crap.
Right.
That shouldn't even be there in the first place. We're like, why are you even there?
Right.
You're like a 16-year-old white kid. Who skateboards anymore anyway?